In this vid, I'm going to take a look at the first of many decks that I'm going to be covering over the next few weeks in preparation for this fall's regionals. I'll be covering the top decks that have been winning the past several weeks at Battle Roads, so hopefully that'll be a pretty good prediction of what's going to be seen at regionals. So first I'm going to be taking a look at Reshiram Typhlosion, a deck that has won and placed in more Battle Roads this season than any other deck. This particular list was submitted by Oskierox, and I apologize if I'm saying his name wrong. While I've had many variants of Reshiram Typhlosion submitted for deck reviews, his is, I think, the most consistent, so I thought it would be the best example to show everyone. So let's take a look. Your starting Pokemon consists of 2 Cleffa, but I think you can be safe with going down to 1 Cleffa, which gives you 1 more card for another card in the deck. The only time you're going to need to use your Cleffa is to get out of a bad hand, or to possibly stall your opponent. Reducing down to 1 also reduces the chance of a Baby Donk. You run 4 of your main attacker Reshiram. While I've seen other deck lists run fine with only 3, since you're probably going to be finding that you're going to have to face a lot of mirror matches, having the extra Reshiram is ideal. While Typhlosion is a great secondary attacker, it's not so great in the mirror match because just forcing them to discard an energy really doesn't hurt them. You run a perfect line of Typhlosion Prime with a 4-2-4 line. Running the maximum number of Cyndaquil is great because you're probably going to lose a few early on to Pokemon Catcher and possibly some Yanmegas. Having the 4 Typhlosion means it's going to be easier to draw into them or search for them to be able to use them with rare candy, and having the 2 Quilava is going to be great in case you're under Trainer Lock. If you're finding that you have a lot of Trainer Lock decks in your area, you might even want to bring that up to 3 Quilava. Your draw engine is a 3-3 Ninetales. I would probably say you can reduce this down to a 2-2. The chances of you having 2 on the bench at the same time, much less 3, are pretty slim. You'll probably only have 1 set up, so you can afford to lose 1 Vulpix from Pokemon Catcher, and so a 2-2 line will be pretty safe. Your energy line is pretty strong, with 12 Fire and 2 DCE. I would probably recommend dropping the 2 DCE for 2 Rescue Energy instead. Again, this is mainly to help your mirror matchup. You want to be able to reuse your Reshirams as often as possible, and those rescues are going to allow you to do that. As far as the fire energy, if 12 works for you, then I really don't have any other suggestions to make. If you find that you need more trainers and supporters, and you can do without as many fire energy, you can always swap them out. And there's always the option of dropping the DCE or the rescue completely in order to put more fire energy in. However, if it was me, I would try and stick to a couple of rescue. Now on to your trainers and supporters. You have a great start with 4 Pokemon Collector to search out basics. With a maximum of 4 Collector in the deck, hopefully you'll be able to get one on turn 1. You run a couple of Twins in case you fall behind, but I would also consider adding in 1 Black Belt. That's primarily for the Gothitelle matchup, so that you can one-shot a Gothitelle in case you're behind. I would also try and increase your hand refreshers, mainly your Professor Oak's New Theory, to around 3 or 4. And if you can find the room, I might also consider adding in Juniper or Charon for draw, but again, that's completely optional. I know many people don't like it, but I do like 1 Flower Shop in the deck, if for no other reason than to prevent you from decking out late in the game, or to add in extra Cyndaquils in case you have a couple of prized and you lose some early on. To increase the chances of a fast setup, which you're going to really need in their mirror match, I would increase your rare candy to 4. I don't think you'll be using your energy retrieval that often, so I think you can easily drop this down to 1. In a deck like this that really relies on a lot of different trainers, especially Pokemon Catcher, I like to see the Junk Arms maxed out at 4. And if you find that you need a little more room in the deck, I think you can easily drop 1 plus power and just go down to 2. Those are all the suggestions I have for this deck. I know I've suggested adding a lot of trainers and supporters, but I think you can find the room for a lot of my suggestions by dropping the 1 Cleffa, a 1-1 line of Ninetales, possibly a couple of fire energy, and then just kind of playing around with your trainer and supporter line and seeing what works. Since Reshiram decks are one of the best and most popular decks in our current format, I would really recommend getting a lot of practice in against the mirror match and making sure that your build can consistently outplay others. If anyone else would like their deck reviewed, just PM me the list and whether you'd like to be considered for a video review, which could take several weeks up to several months to do, or if you would like a blog review, which can be done in about a week. Thanks for watching!